guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Laurie from Cook Scrub Craft. This is the Coffee Talk edition. Yes, I did leave my house while my child was napping, free from work, free from parenting responsibilities. Gotta get myself some decaf mocha with almond milk, no whip, and talk to you guys about books. Taking this opportunity, a free moment, a free afternoon, to talk about the books that I never finished. There aren't that many of them because I am the kind of person who I will read a book and I will finish it. Even if I don't really like it, I will just to be able to say that I did it. That's why it took me 6 years to read Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. Ayn Rand and I do not get along. Atlas Shrugged, I started, maybe I was in high school, or maybe it was in college, I don't know. But I read it for about beginning to halfway, and I was really enjoying it, but that halfway point, man, I don't know, something happened and I was no longer enjoying it. So I stopped, put it aside, and then 2 years later I was like, you know what, let's try it again. Because I owned the book. I had bought it at a used bookstore. So I picked it up again, and I went, again, beginning to the middle. Was enjoying it, and then something about that middle section, I don't know, but that halfway mark, I just couldn't get past it again. So then put it aside, read other things that were more enjoyable, and then 2 years later, I was like, you know what, here's what we're going to do. We are going to start from the halfway point and finish it to the end. That way I don't have to go through the whole, because it's a big book. It's like 600 pages or something. So I did midway point. I have no idea, didn't refresh my memory at all about what had happened in the beginning. Like, I know it's about railroads and blah, blah, blah. So I did midway point to the end, and I finally got it done. It took me 6 years. 3 tries, 6 years. But I did it, and I felt accomplished, but there are a couple books that I just haven't been able to get there in the end. Okay, so one of those books was The House of the Seven Gables by Nathaniel Hawthorne. And we read The Scarlet Letter, probably more saw the movie version with Demi Moore in high school, but still, whatever. So I liked that one, and I guess I picked up The House of the Seven Gables because I liked that one, and it was supposed to be a classic. But again, I remember reading this book, I was sitting in a pool floaty chair in my parents' pool, and I was like, what am I doing? I am not enjoying this. I don't care about the characters or the story. I couldn't even tell you what the story is about anymore, to be perfectly honest with you. And I just said, life is too short to be wasting on this book. And if you go on Goodreads, it's kind of surprising how many low scores, low star rankings that book actually has. I think I gave it maybe a 2 or a 3, and that was probably being generous. And funny story, well, maybe not funny, but I did go visit the real House of the Seven Gables in Massachusetts. I don't remember anything about the tour. I just remember taking a picture of it and going, I once tried to read this book, and I would really rather have done the Salem Witch Excursion, as a matter of fact. Another book I didn't finish for 2 reasons. It was crazy long. It's actually 465 pages. And also, when I tried to renew it at the library, apparently someone else had put a holdout on it, so I wasn't able to renew it. And I thought, well, I guess I can just check it out again sometime, and I never did. So the book is Wally Lamb's She's Come Undone. I read this book when I was in middle school because Katie Holmes recommended it in 17 magazine. At the time, Katie Holmes was probably in her 20s, and if she had been recommending this book to her other 20-something girlfriends, that would have been appropriate. But for the 17 magazine audience, which is actually made up of tweens and teens, not appropriate. Not at all. From what I remember, it starts off, the girl is like a 14-year-old or something. She has kind of a wacky childhood. She grows up, she's obese. And I don't really remember much past that. There were some parts in the book where I was like, what am I reading, and should I be reading this? I feel very uncomfortable, or this isn't, if my mom knew that I was reading this, she'd be like, what is this book? It was just not appropriate for my age range at all. So I didn't really miss out on not finishing it, I guess. And again, this is another book that I've looked at some other Goodreads reviews, and people were kind of like, not so great. What does Wally Lamb man know about being an obese woman? Nothing. Even though I had wanted to finish it, it's not really a big loss for me. And moving on from Wally Lamb. I don't think I'll ever read any of his books after that one. And the last book, that's right, there are only like 3. I told you, I usually finish a book. The last book was White House Diary by Jimmy Carter. He's my favorite president. And the White House Diary is basically his abridged and annotated, or I guess it said it was condensed and annotated diary journals, diary entries. Every day when he was president, he kept a diary, what happened. So it was like 5,000 pages, and they cut it down to, 570? So it's a giant book. And I was enjoying it just because I thought it was interesting to read about the day-to-day things that happened while he was president and his take on certain things that he did or didn't do or what people thought of him at the time. But it was a big book, and I had to return it to the library. It was way overdue, and I was going on vacation. So I returned it thinking I will check it back out again. Are you detecting a pattern here? I never checked it back out. I wouldn't even know where I had left off if I tried to check it back out again. And obviously I'm not going to go back and read the 300 plus pages just to figure out where I was. I'm not going to start it all over again. I should have probably kept better tabs on it on Goodreads to check out, you can update your progress on Goodreads. So I could have done that, and then I would have had some sort of record. All I have is the last time that I read the book was in 2015. So that was 5 years ago. I guess I'm never going to finish it. I guess I should just mark it as read on Goodreads and make a note that, I didn't finish it. It was a long, long book. It didn't mean I didn't like it. And sometimes I think that happens for longer books. It doesn't mean that I don't like it. It just means that I didn't have the time to spend on just that one book. I like to read, and I like to read a lot of different things. So for big books like that, if it comes down to it, I have to return it to the library. I'm just gonna return it, and it doesn't matter if I like the author or the story. It's just gotta go. It's gotta go. Gotta make room for other things in my to-read list. So those are the 3 books. Well, plus I talked about Atlas Shrugged, which I finished, even though it took forever. So those are the 3 books that I did not read. There may be more, I just don't remember them because, I didn't finish them. So there must have been a reason why I didn't finish them. And I wish that there was a better way to maybe update something on Goodreads, like instead of read or want to read, put started it, didn't finish it. There needs to be an option to click on that. But anyway, I'd like to know if there are any books that you didn't read, or if any of the books that I didn't finish were ones that you actually enjoyed. Let me know about that in the comments. And make sure that you click subscribe below so you never miss out on other book reviews. Maybe there'll be another coffee talk edition. I don't know. Why am I losing my voice? I'm yelling in my car, I guess. I don't know. There's another car parked next to me, and they're probably like, what is this girl doing? I hope she thinks that maybe it's just a coffee Zoom meeting with friends or something. We all went to Starbucks and then sat in our cars and Zoomed with each other. That's actually not a bad idea. I should see if my friends want to do that. That'd be pretty cool. Anyway, so that's it. I'm going to have more book content coming up soon, especially my July to read list. Got a lot of great books to review on that one. Also, follow the links below. I've got a bunch of book reviews coming up on the blog. I would love for you to read them, and then leave me your feedback on what you think of the books, and if there are any new books that you're excited about reading or that you've really, really enjoyed, or as I said, you just couldn't finish. It happens. There's no shame. There's no shame in that game. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Happy reading.